So welcome to Let's Learn The Long Dark. This is our 7th day, which is, to me, quite impressive. It's not that often that you manage to survive so well. So I'm just going to have a wander around in here. Now, actually, before I do this, in my comments, a subscriber of mine and a friend of mine noted the fact that I could probably pick up charcoal from the ones in here, and I said I would check, and if I forgot to check, I would pay a forfeit. I don't want to pay a forfeit, so so I am checking the fires in this place. Okay, that's one. Any more? No. Okay, good. So I have checked that. Thanks for that. Let's eat the rabbit. I said last time, doesn't tend to save this kind of thing from where I cut the video. It saves basically when I rest or sleep, all that kind of stuff. So that's why you'll have seen me eat that before. Any tools I can leave behind? What have I got? 7 charcoal's really good. Yeah, that's 100%. Don't need that. Got 2 rocks for hunting rabbits. Way too many cans. Let's put some of these cans away. I think the second one over here is where I've done most of my top one. Yeah, okay, so it's got my fire lighting stuff in it. So let's put the cans here. I don't know what rate they decay at, and whether it's about being used or just about being found and then aging, or what. So we'll see. Okay, so this is opened up a little bit. What I might do, just while this is all really foggy and it's all the morning, it looks really pretty out there, but actually this is a great opportunity for me to read a book. Always go to the to the journal entry because it shows you a picture of a book, right? So I think I've read all of this now. I got one left over, so I will read that.
Oh, I could eat a horse.
Especially when you're reading about it, that'll make it so much worse. Okay, so I'm guessing it's just turned into an ordinary book now, which is good. Let's just do one more, maybe 2 more hours of reading this. So what I want to be is actually good at shooting, or as good as possible, because, you know, bullets are a very, very finite commodity. What's happening to you? Are you going down or are you staying? 76. Don't know if that's gone down or not. Right, let's do some exploring.
Man, all I can think about is food.
Okay, there's the outpost. Where's our map say? So we can basically map the exterior of the lake. Over there's the some extra cabins and that kind of stuff, and that's where we found the wolves. Let's just do that. Let's map this lake. It's a nice lake. While I'm here, I can double check that I definitely picked everything up off the bodies. I can enjoy some shelter around, keep an eye out for things. Cattails in amongst these reeds are a great source of both food and tinder. Tinder's not particularly hard to come by, but it's not at all hard to come by. So this is, I mean, you basically do it for a source of food that it's not like loads of calories, but it really adds up. So it's kind of tempting to just walk past it originally, but it seems to last just ages and ages and ages. So I'm quite happy to just pick it up, carry it around with me, and then in an emergency I just have a, you know, bit of a chow down. There we go, here's some. Now, I haven't looked into in a big way what the respawn's like for those. Like, do they grow back? If so, roughly how long is it between growing back, etc. Now, I think this is probably out towards the edge of where we are on the map now. I think we're just on this corner. So let's survey the local area. Okay, interesting. It does do what you can actually see. It doesn't do... like a big area. I was absolutely hemorrhaging heat then. I'm guessing it's because of the fact that the surveying actually... they simulated it taking a while. So that otherwise I had about 15 seconds to get the hell back into some kind of cover, or I'll be right screwed. So up there it hasn't drawn anything for me. Then I come around to this side. Haven't seen the wolves yet. I'm guessing they're just behind this area here. It also makes me question, actually, do I want to be mapping from vantage points? So obviously got like a straight line distance. Just get into the cover of, so we're not getting a wind chill. Let's explore this map. So I took it from around about here, and it kind of did a circle minus what I can see. That there is that there. So I reckon if I get up to the top of that, that'll provide me an excellent vantage point for my next place to map. That's quite clever. I didn't realise that they'd actually got it sophisticated enough. I thought you just kind of drew it like an inch circle, if you like, around you on the map and just say, well, you were close enough to that. You probably knew vaguely what you were doing. But it is literally like a distance. I don't know whether that's purely dependent on visibility or whether it's kind of like a fixed distance. We'll have an experiment and see what we think about that. But also, it does take into account your actual line of sight. So I'm interested as to what this is going to provide. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't worry about individual details or exactly where you can see, but it will actually have kind of almost blocking areas of terrain on the map, which look like mountains and that kind of stuff. So it's got those ice fishing huts and the ice fishing hole over there.
Find something to eat.
Don't mind being hungry or cold, but I don't want to be hungry and cold. Okay. Those dogs are coming this way, so I'll do this side of the lake, I think.
Right, I can't feel my feet.
Might eat something in a second. Look from within this ice hut. Hopefully it won't be really mean to me. Because I'm going to go in, I'm going to shut the door, because obviously that renders me safe from wolves. But what I'm really hoping it won't do is the really clever thing of going, wow, you tried to map while you were stuck inside of a door with one tiny slot in it. You can't see very far around that. It doesn't look like it works that way. It looks like an area around you. It's safe to assume we would have been able to see that, right? Yeah, good. Oh, I think there's a plastic container in or around here. Let's close this door and look. There it is. That's totally worth warning me about. Well done, game.
This stuff will come in handy.
So this is what you use with the forge and coal to make improvised weapons, tools, and I think possibly to fix some bits and pieces as well. But that's a while down the road. I'm not going to care about scrap metal for quite some time. Oh yes. Another one in you, please. Take me up to 6 rounds. Happy with that. Leave that bit of tinder behind. Dogs are now over there. That one lone one. I'm wondering whether I can... It's an irony you can't leave that for the wolves. Okay, I'm going to make it over to this this building next. Map from there. I think today's goal is we'll map around this lake at the very least. And my aim is to go further off into that direction behind these hills. So I've kind of mapped up there where we went before, down over into this direction, a little bit down by the house, which is over there, the camp office. And we're going to go in this direction and we'll sort of attempt something useful like that. Nope. See the wolf going, nope. I will, I've been here. Interesting. But I haven't emptied it. Did a shoddy job of clearing this place out, didn't I? Vague recollections are talking about looking in the corner of this crate, actually. Now, I'm going to eat something quickly. It is warm in here. I don't know, do I spend an hour here? Don't feel like I do. Right, let's just eat some of these cattail stalks. I don't want to eat any raw food. You'll have seen why. That was pretty much accidentally clicking eat instead of place with a bit of raw meat. Kind of ended my season 1 of this, so let's not repeat that. That's a shame, because I almost like dying of things that would have a genuine survival impact in real life. But yeah, the whole idea that I could be intended to cook some food and just accidentally shoved it in my mouth and swallowed it doesn't really work. Okay, over there now. So that is further away. What I might need to do is sneak some of this. Okay, good. So there are some cattails left behind. There's some ice fishing huts. I'm gonna sneak this, but I'm also aware about the fact that actually I am carrying food. Raw meat does smell. Oh shit. Okay, tree. Can I get you to go after that instead? That's it. Go play with the gamey rabbit. Leave me alone. They did see me. I'm hoping that that distance that I put between us is sufficient. Right, now by the lake cabins. Give this another go. Good.
I say I hate being cold. 'Cause I really do.
So yeah, for the cost of 1 bit of meat, I saved myself a round and possibly a fight and some damage and all that kind of stuff, which is good. I'm quite happy to drop food, and that's actually a really good idea. It's like fish, the guts work really well because they obviously they stink, right? But you wouldn't want to eat the guts. But there's no reason why the wolf wouldn't want to, right? Okay, so I think that we've cleared these areas out already. This will be where we first came in. We'll find this corpse. There it is. Double check that we've emptied that. Should have done. Great. Now I think there's a way around here. Will my map tell me? No, it won't. I'm coming off this way, I think. It's going to come to this far corner. Or am I just cycling around at this point? I just here. If I hit map and it just gives me that line flat, then I'll know that this is kind of the extent of where the lake goes. Yeah, okay. So there's just some cedar limbs. That's back the cabins. That's for the climb of where we actually started doing our things, and that's the camp office. So part of me is tempted, actually. Let's head over here, out through the west end, and let's get onto this track. Because I fancy that there's a hunting lodge over there, if my memory serves. So what you do, obviously, and what I will be doing later on, when as soon as I hit the areas where I don't even have a vague idea of where I'm going, which is everywhere apart from Mystery Lake, is I will find a first place, and that will then become, if you like, my de facto camp. So I'll collect up a big load of supplies, head to the first new area, find my first building, or place to hole up, cave if I can't find a building, and dump all my supplies there, and then use that as kind of a scouting out area, and fan out to explore, and then hopefully use kind of each individual or each next jumping off point. Is a cave? Shouldn't actually run at these caves. Some of them are eventually going to hold bears, aren't they? What does this feel like? It feels like when you slow down, that's when it tells you almost that you're in the middle of the cave. If you like, it says 1 degree C in here. That's great. So this cave's warm. So I'm going to come just to the mouth of this cave. I'm going to hit the map and see whether I can see anything which kind of indicates that I'm next to a cave. I'm here, basically. I am going to do this. I'm going to use my last charcoal. Yeah, good. Right, there's the cave. Up there is where I was with the things and the stuff I killed and all this kind of rubbish, where we stayed up in that other cave up here. So let's go over. Let's find space camp. Have I have a gun? Why would I not have it out when I'm traversing ground I don't know well? So up there is where we spent a couple of days, and there's loads of frozen meat up there out of that cave entrance. I don't think I'm going to need it. So this is the western access. Off to the right there's a fork that'll lead back round to the camp office. And over here where it leads to stuff which I haven't explored on this playthrough yet, but I think this leads over to like a hunting cabin, or a couple of hunting areas as well, a couple of small mini frozen lakes, and a trapper's lodge. Trapper's lodge is useful because it's one of the places where I found a gun before. So that big outpost up there, I found a gun before. I think in the camp office I found a gun before as well. They should come out on the railway track if I'm going where I think I'm going. Yeah, there's not many places, and especially at the harder difficulty levels, guns get rarer and rarer. But on Interloper, I think it's still the case. On Interloper on default there are no guns and tools, I think. Or maybe there are no guns. Just tools are rare. This is Dave's little still thing, right? Yeah, good. Well done, Dave. Which means that I'm here, so I want to carry on going around. Keep this all to my right. Follow around to the right. Should escape. There's a chance I'm mistaken here. I'm going to wander back out onto the lake, which would be embarrassing, but it means that I just need to climb that rope and that rope, come down the other side. It's a possibility. So you can tell I'm joking when I say I don't know levels, can you? So, two potential routes. One is up there, up onto here, and hope there's a route down, but I don't think there was. So I'll go back past the camp office and left. Pick up the pace a bit. This is going to be fatiguing, running with a heavy load. But we've got a decent amount of fatigue left, and the sun is getting lower in the sky. Yeah. So it'll set down there in the west. I heard that sound when I was camping in Poland as well, when I was out in the Carpathian Mountains, and oh, it's an uncut. It's a weird sound to hear in real life. Okay. So I see crows. So I'm thinking carcass. I want to get eyes on that carcass. Thing is with a carcass, sometimes there will be like a deer kill with a wolf on it. Yeah, great. I am where I want to be. So just carve through this back into the thing. But yeah, you always want to bear in mind, you don't really want to like spring up on a carcass. Might not end well for you. Any more to eat? Now the sensible part of me is saying, oh well, let's just call that a day. Have a nice little another night in our camp office, but I feel like we've just been in there too much recently, so let's strike out. Let's risk it. We are going to have to balance now our fatigue.
I need to find a place to rest.
The weather. See how it's clouding up? You can already see that there's a bright area where the sun is, but the fog's closing in. This could be a mistake. Right, let's not think about it. It could be a mistake. Let's be affirming in the fact that we're definitely going to find something really useful. So I'm going to stay still. Okay. And those things up ahead, you kind of see dots up ahead. I know there's wolves that patrol this area. We saw them earlier. Okay, I should be going kind of southwesty in this direction. Because over there was the sun was setting in the west, which is kind of that way, and we're heading down here. We're just crossing the track. This is an activity that can quickly disorient you. And if you want to not get disoriented by it, either pick a landmark that you know you want to line yourself up against in the distance. The other thing is, instead of kind of walking this way and walking that way to get hold of the sticks, is to strafe. And that way you're not actually turning your camera, so when you look back up, you know you haven't got turned around. But eyeballing landmarks is kind of the more correct way, if you like. What you would do in real life. People don't tend to strafe very much in real life. It's just not a thing that people do. Great invention for, like, you know, Doom and Quake 2 and that kind of stuff, but you just show my age a bit there, but you just like, real people don't strafe, right? I feel like that should be on a t-shirt. Oh, how about this in an emergency? There's absolute shit tons of mushrooms here. Haven't seen any wildlife or heard any wildlife. If there's a stove in here, a stove won't go out, if you like, in the wind, which is one of the huge benefits of a stove, even in this kind of area, is I kind of get in here and, you know, I'm pretty sheltered from the wind, apart from maybe specific directions, but I mean, this wood stove is not going out. So we'll leave this as our backup. We'll push out into this area here. Yes, that's where I just came from. I think I came from... Oh, shit. Right. I'll orient myself on that. If I head to the... Why not going back to the...
Oh, I could eat a horse.
Can't promise you a horse. I was going to say, but I can promise you a rabbit. I can't promise you a rabbit either. Okay, if it starts to get too dark, we'll use this opportunity to go back to that abandoned house, and that'll do for the night. Do still have some... There's plenty of sticks around here as well. We shouldn't be too badly off for fuel. Yep, so I haven't seen any convincing lines for habitation this way. So I'm going to pick up a bunch of sticks. I'm going to use that old broken down shed. That'll be my place to stay for the night. Start a fire in there. Pick up as many sticks as I can now, because if I can avoid it, I don't want to have to come out and get them. Branches you can tend to break down reasonably quickly into a number of sticks. They're not too bad, but they're just not anywhere near as fast as picking up just a stick. So, from a resource perspective, sticks beat branches. And if you've got an axe, then you actually have access to that thing like a fir limb or a cedar limb, and that'll take a good 40 minutes, I'd suggest. Poor rabbit. Take a good 40 minutes, I'd suggest, to actually break up or cut up a cedar limb, if I remember correctly. But you get kind of 3 whole cedar logs or fir logs, which is
anything about now.
Yeah, it's 3 to 4.5 hours fuel for 40 minutes work. It's no joke. Actually warm enough at the moment to live, which is quite astonishing. I don't worry about you, Mr. Rabbit. I got my one, which I knew.
A little sleep right here.
So we'll eat a bunch of cattail stalks, I think. Set ourselves up in here. until it gets too cold. At that point, I'll start a fire. I don't want to, like, when it feels like 1 degree C, I don't want to be starting fires until I have to. It's going to be a long, long, cold night.
I'll take it.
No, I won't. Maybe I will. Should probably have taken a pot with me, but it's not disastrous. Having none, I mean, like, none of these is bad. But, I mean, just 1 recycle can technically is enough, to be honest. Let's grab that. Wood stove. Any books? There we go. So, you can see that's the one which I've read all the way through already. Oh, nice. Take charcoal. So I'm happy that that's taught me what it's going to do and will actually provide me with an 80% chance of starting a fire. So a really good chance of starting that fire. I was going to leave it for a while, but I mean at 1 degree C, I was going to be like another half an hour before it started to get too cold. I don't know quite how much fuel I've got, but you can whap in a good 11-hour session in these as maximum. Let's just whap that in to begin with. Let's have a drink. Okay. Let's make more drink. Okay, and let's eat something quickly. Just because I want to start taking starvation damage. And hopefully the surveying, yeah. That's interesting. I thought I'd come off down this way. I had actually got turned around and turned up here. So when I was wandering around earlier, I was actually coming up here. Well, you want mats? Let's take that. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. I'm going to put this fire up to the point where it's basically going to sustain me all night. I'm still carrying too much, even after dumping all those sticks. Not particularly fussed about losing that little bit of water on the boil at the moment. I've got a litre and a half, 2 litres. The ability to make fire in that little destroyed building is easy, which is good. I need to be just through there. Right, so as I got 4 hours, I'm going to use the light. I'm going to get the one furthest away first. See those? That indicates that I'm going back towards the railway, I think. Somewhere civilized, anyway. Okay, so I'm going to face the direction I want to go. There, through there, and then back round that corner. So that way, if it gets dark or suddenly foggy or that kind of stuff, then I'm alright.
God, my stomach feels like an empty.
Okay, so I can hear crows, but they don't sound agitated. You start hearing them like more frantically cawing. That's when you need to worry. Right, so this is going to take us up to an hour and a half, but it should give us about the ability to throw 6 hours of fuel in. As you can see, because it's so still for now, it being the very early night, it's not terrifyingly cold. But what I'm not going to do is outsleep my fire. So I'm going to throw my fire in. I'm going to make sure I got a good 2 hours of fire left before I wake up, if it's not going to take me through to the morning. So I suggest, it feels kind of, you know, midnight's when the moon's at the top, so what's that, about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night? That's it, nice and warm again. So let's put them on. Yeah, this is going to be fine. Great. So we've got a 10-hour fire. So we're going to get our bedroll out. Nice and close. Eat something. Yeah. Bash through all those. In terms of getting, it's quite nice and easy and quick to get hold of these cattail stalks. And they'll provide you, you know, enough for an emergency, enough to just kind of get you through a night. You just got like a handful of them. A lot of the time, that's all you really need. You know, I'm tired, but actually I'm going to be restoring, so I'm going to expect one last little glance at this. 10 hours, yeah. Let's sleep 8. With a full knowledge that actually, no matter how bad the wind gets, because this is in a stove in an abandoned building, this won't go out. I've never seen one go out. We are about to have successfully survived a week.
Oh, I could eat.
What's that looking like? 3 hours. So I woke up an hour early. My water supply look like? Yeah, okay. I'm going to whap some more snow on. I'm just going to go out just to here and grab sticks and no further. This is an area of mushrooms. Keeping an eye out for sticks and branches. It'll be quite hard to see, just as they would be in real life this time of night. And some driving wind. So this is the type of wind, wind till -14, where it starts to say to you, you know, what you're playing at. You can't light a fire here. And had the misfortune of seeing my struggles in season 1. You'd have seen that happen to me. I just got myself in a bad situation. So here is another limb which we'll be able to get another 3 hours worth of fire out of. 40 minutes cutting. Good. So I'm going to come back for that. So it's through there, around about 40-45 degrees to the right. Have I done this wrong? There it is.
The fire.
Ah.
Hot fire.
See how easy that is? You're probably like, what are you doing? Turn a little bit further. But I'll tell you what.
Anything right now.
Manage you is not easy. 10 minutes till 12. Let's just wait that out. Let's take that. Take that. I'm gonna pick that up. I'm gonna put. No, cancel. Oh shit. That worked. Oh, thank God for that. Thought I'd done it again. 20 minutes. We'll do a branch, probably not a fur limb. That's the fur limb. Yeah. I just can't see that for some reason. Minutes until we're ready, 11 minutes. Let's just do this. Good. Let's eat that. It's going really well. Right, taking that. Alright, it's about to be sunrise. We are going to need hold up here a little longer. This is really death weather. See what I mean? If you lose your bearings here, that's it. Because what are we talking? Minus 37 with fully clothed. Right, let's try this. Oh! Hypothermia risk immediately kicked in. It is, however, morning. That is us having officially survived a week. Back in the warm. I'll keep that last one. 5 hours is plenty of time. So let's just have a nice little nap.
Ugh, this cold is making my head feel thick.
Okay. Another hour. Oh, just the difference between this abandoned building or a cave versus like a snow shelter having to do anything outside is just like chalk and cheese. It is ridiculous. Sleep 2 hours. Get my energy back up. Calm me down a bit? Not really. Right, well this could turn into a desperate situation because we're now midday. We have survived a week. We are now in a hell of a whiteout storm. So I'm going to call that a day, and we'll see if we manage to equal my record of surviving 8 days tomorrow.